Welcome back to Inside the Locker Room. In our final segment, talk some sand volleyball with head coach Megan Schmidt. Megan, thanks for being with us.
Of course. Glad to be here.
Yeah, you got the season opener this week. It's always exciting. It's nice to see the sun actually come out as well. So maybe they kind of go hand in hand, the starting of outdoor volleyball with the sunshine returning to the Bay Area. You got a tournament at Stanford where you're going to face Pacific, St. Mary's, Cal Poly, and Santa Clara over the course of 2 days. Give us a little preview of what you expect from your team this year.
Yeah, so we actually have no seniors this year. We have a bunch of new top performing freshmen and then sophomores and juniors as well. So our team is led by captains Bryce Bark and TNF, and we've evaluated how we did last year and how we've improved, and we're really excited to get things going and have a better season this year.
For the folks out there that have not had the opportunity either to watch a collegiate event on TV or to witness one in person, tell us how you match up, how many people play. It's obviously doubles, and then the scoring and how that all results.
Yeah, so it's actually a little bit more similar to tennis than it is to indoor volleyball. So just like the Olympics, it's 2 versus 2. But you have 5 pairs playing, and you have to win 3 out of the 5 in order to win the competition. And so you're supposed to rank your athletes. You know, your number 1 pair should be your 2 best athletes, and then down through 5. But if you win the number 1 pair, that doesn't necessarily have more benefit than if you win at the 3, 4, 5. You just have to get 3 wins. So it's actually it's important that you have depth within your program and that, you don't just have that premier 1 team, but you actually have good athletes 1 through 5 of your pairs.
What is there to prevent teams from, and I hate to use the term sandbagging, but I'm sure you've seen it where, maybe a team feels that they're better at 3, 4, and 5, and so, you juggle your lineup around so that you get the correct matchup. How do you work that?
Yeah, beach volleyball is still. Last year was our first NC2A year, and then also our first Pac-12 year. So right now we haven't really run into that issue with coaches. I'm sure somewhere down the line we'll make a rule you can challenge. But there hasn't been, NC2As or any important duels. There hasn't been too much of an issue with that yet. We'll see as we expand.
Yeah, hopefully everybody's pretty honest and they want their best. You'd like your best facing their best.
Right.
That way both teams, not only is it fair, but that's what people want to watch as
and
well.
And the athletes deserve it.
No question about it. No question about it. As you mentioned, last year was the first year that it was an NCAA sport. And last year, your team went 17-11, ended up being ranked 16th in the country by Dig Magazine. And as you mentioned, you returned some people, even though you're a very young team as well. How do you determine as a coach which players are best paired up with their teammates? Because everybody in sand volleyball has to have all the skills, and yet not everybody has the same quality as skills. How do you do that?
Yeah. So it's a long process, and it's difficult. We spend all fall with everyone competing against and with everyone on our squad. That way, if there's an injury or something happens, they're all used to playing with different athletes. And then there's different factors, such as being a blocker or a defender. So your size and your specialty within the skills come into play. And then, of course, who you're compatible with. We had all the girls take personality tests for themselves and for the squad to get to know each other better. And it's, who are you compatible with, whether you're similar or you complement each other's differences. So especially, they're all young girls. Like that stuff really comes into play as well as the physical stuff.
Well, give us a little idea maybe what some of those questions are, because that's intriguing to me that you're trying to get a profile.
Yeah. Well, actually, we've been with the addition of our new assistant. His name's Owen Monroy. We've been spending a lot of time with the mental side of the game. and ideas such as the growth mindset versus fixed mindset, and accepting your reality and then deciding what to do with it. The personality tests were it's similar to I don't know if you've heard of the Myers-Briggs personality test. So it lets you know if you're introverted, extroverted, different stuff like that, just kind of how you respond to certain situations. So if you're paired with someone where you get super excited and you want to turn to your partner and cheer, but they're more of a passive, calmer player, you might kind of take care of that energy before you turn to your teammate. And it makes a big difference.
Yeah,
So,
you go to give your teammate a high five, and she's looking cross-eyed at you like, what are you doing to me here, right? Exactly.
Yeah. So it's been fun kind of taking that into account, as well as, a girl 6'5" versus 5'5", and matching those up as well.
Yeah. Talking with Megan Schmidt, the sand volleyball coach for the California Golden Bears. Of course, was an outstanding player in her own right, indoor volleyball. She was team captain on that 2010 team at the Final Four. Made 2 appearances, actually. The only 2 appearances that Cal's ever had in the Final Four. Megan was on both of those teams. Obviously, Pac-12 challenging because a lot of kids on the West Coast, certainly Southern California, is a big deal to them. And you've got the Pac-12 championships in Tucson, April the 27th. The NCAA is back at Gulf Shores in Alabama. So I guess those are probably 2 perfect places late in the year where it's going to be warm weather, where everybody will be comfortable playing sand volleyball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Megan, we appreciate you being with us. Good luck this week. Again, at Stanford for the opening weekend of the season, and the Bears will face Pacific, St. Mary's, Cal Poly, and Santa Clara Saturday and Sunday. Currently ranked 14th in the country by the AVCA, and a great start, and hopefully you have a great finish as well.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Megan. Megan Schmidt, sand volleyball coach and an outstanding player in her own right, not only outdoors but certainly indoors, when she had a tremendous career here at Cal, was a team captain on that 2010 team, one of the better teams in the history of Cal volleyball.